Alright, so this is the fourth time I'm recording this Q&A recording now, because the first and second ones, I got through all of them, but number one, it was too long, because I forgot to trim down all the unnecessary questions. Number two, it didn't really go the way I wanted it to, I was aiming for a different sort of style, and after the recording was done, it really didn't fit that, so I'm doing this, so I did that for a third time. And on the third time, I just forgot to press the record button like a complete buffoon. So here I am doing this yet again. Welcome, guys, to another, not another, this is the first time I'm doing a Q&A of any sort. So welcome to this video, and we should get into the questions that you guys asked me before I hit 5,000 subscribers. That's already like 2 months ago. I'm so bad at consistent upload schedules or delivering promises or whatever, but you guys are still here because, I don't know, you like me and I'm funny, I guess. Thank you, by the way. Anyway, the first question, I put this at first because a lot of people seem to be curious about it. What is the origin of my name? So, like, what made me choose the name Scribbles? It's actually a very interesting story because, back when I didn't have this name, I didn't really know what I should set my channel name to be. I was changing it all the time. And so, one afternoon, like, just one random afternoon, I don't even remember when it was, sometime back in, like, 2021 or 2022, I decided to, hey, let's set my channel name to the most random word that I can possibly think of right this instant. And looking back at it, that was actually a really good idea because it's still in the realm of things I can think of. So subconsciously, I reflected the things I do in this username because I do drawings, I do some sketches, that sort of thing. Anyway, so the word Scribbles was the first thing that came up in my mind, so I set that to my username. And as for the profile picture, it was like the third image result in Google search. It was the third result in the Google search engine back then. It's like buried down to like the second page or something now because it's been a long while. That's an engine sound. I forgot to close the window. Let me do that. Alright, I closed the door, and now let me get back to the first question's answer. So I just did that, and then I forgot to change it for a while, and people started recognizing me with that name. So at this point, I'm like, okay, why not set this name to just canon? Just like, I'll live with the name Scribbles, and like 3 or 4 years later, here I am now. Yeah, second question is, what is my main goal in Asphalt? My main goal has always been to be the best. Now, best is subjective. It's not necessarily the fastest, the most famous, The third question goes, lend me tap. No. On to the next one. Tips for intermediates. I'm assuming you're talking about garage progression or skill development. In terms of skills, well, I'm assuming, well, if you're at the intermediate stage and you're watching enough YouTube content to ask this to improve, then I'm assuming you also have like something like Discord where you can actively communicate with other members of the community. Go there, ask some questions. Some people are going to be assholes because, well, there's like 500,000 people in the community. It's like, just by sheer chances alone, some people are going to be dickheads. So not just that, just like ask around the right people, and they will give you answers. I will give you answers, actually. I have a Discord server of my own, and you are definitely most welcome to do that. Okay, I should probably pay attention to the screen that my car is in, not the iPad next to me. Okay, that's the consequences of my actions. This is one of those many reasons why texting while driving is now illegal. Alright, next question. What is my win rate? I do not know yet. I don't bother to think about them. But if you really want to know, I'm going to be playing MP2 constantly in this entire video, so you could count the races, the number of races I do, the number of races I'm not first in, and you can tell me my win rate. I actually don't know. Next question, is a shadow heavier at night? That's a very interesting question to ask to an Asphalt content creator, but I also shitposting, like, watch science videos for fun, so I guess it's okay. So what I know for a fact is, I don't know the weight of a shadow, but what I do know is that photons, we can measure the weight of photons crashing into a surface when fired by a laser. We have the technology to measure that, so considering that a shadow is not exactly matter, but a lack of matter, aka light or photons, that's an atrocious corner, but like, back to the point, when we consider that fact, isn't a shadow lighter than a lit surface, and thus, doesn't it get lighter at night? That makes no sense whatsoever, but I think it's true. Alright, moving on to the next one. What are my future plans for the channel? I do not know. Actually, I know exactly what I'm going to do. Do exactly what I've done for the past 4 years, which is just be myself and shitpost. That's basically what I'm going to do for pretty much the rest of the entire channel career. Alright, next question. What do you think about best way only? It is the only way to become the best. That is immaculate wordplay there. I don't actually think much about it. What is my favorite game? Excluding Asphalt. That would actually be BeamNG Drive. I really like the attention to detail that the developers there produce. Holy shit, I miss Shockwave. I'm so bad. I'm gonna uninstall this game and play BeamNG instead. Oh wait, never mind. I'm even worse over there because I don't have enough hours. So, all that aside, I really do love BeamNG and where it's going. The developers are constantly trying to add new things, such as, like, tire thermals are under development, and just, they keep adding new things, they keep trying... Alright, next question is, where am I from? I'm from South Korea. It's actually very hard to read these questions while I'm taking a bunch of ramps, but I am actually doing that with the iPad right next to me. You know what, I'm going to take a picture of my setup right now, and I'm going to add this in post-edit. So I have this, and I'm looking next to my main display, which is my iPad, and I mean the one next to my main display, whatever. What's the next question? How tall am I? How tall am I is an interesting question because I am literally 5'11", the memed midget height. So there you go. Am I gonna do a face reveal is the most commonly asked question, I think, aside from the few of the questions that happen after this one. Am I gonna do a face reveal? Right now, I don't plan to, but if I get to, like, participate in, like, an esports event, for example, then I'm gonna have to, and at that point, I'm happy with that. So that's pretty much the only way you're gonna see what I look like. Alternatively, you could live in South Korea and be real-life friends. That's also an option. I kind of need that, because I don't have friends in college. Next question is, am I single? Yes. None of my relationships worked out so far. I'm gonna end it there. The next question, interestingly enough, is, will you marry me? I don't even know you that well, so no, no. That is a big commitment, as they say. Anyway. Next question, does FPS matter? Definitely, yes. I've tried 60 frames, I've tried 75, when my monitor's max display refresh rate was 75 for whatever reason. I've tried... my friends who've been playing on, like, actual shitty devices, like, barely 30 frames, and they're, like, some of them were actually better than me at some point, which I still cannot understand to this day. And those guys have, like, 120 plus FPS now, so they're just completely cracked, and I can't catch up to them anymore. There are people like that, but, like, for the most of us, for the normies, frames will matter. Alright, next question says, let me out of the basement. The next question says, let me in the basement. I don't know why you would ever want that, but okay. Alright, what's the next question? Make a guide on the Devel 16. I definitely will. First I need to watch some guys on how to drive the absolute first though, because that race was utter dog shit. Alright, the next question, says, will you stop making fun of me for losing to... my Lancer. Will I stop making fun of him, for losing to my Lancer? No fucking no! Alright, next question says, do I watch motorsports? Only when I want to go to sleep. I watch the entire 24-hour stream of the Le Mans 2025. You are allowed to shoot me if you don't like that. Alright, no! Oh, fucking hell. Okay, so the next question says, okay, that's one race that I lost in this one, so you can calculate the win rate properly now. The next question says, bring one thing from C9. What will it be? The render engine. Alright, and the next question, actually the last question, is asking me, what would my life be like if I never started Asphalt? Well, that's actually an interesting question. It would be radically different for sure. Maybe I'd be at a better college. Maybe I'd have had better grades in my high school. Maybe I'd have more friends in real life because this game has a very niche audience, and Korea doesn't have that many people that play this game. But I would never have had the chance to be Scribbles either. So, would I trade all of that for not being able to live as Scribbles? Would I do that? I would never have been able to meet any of you. I would never have met all my friends on Discord. I would never have got to enjoy the happiness that you guys provide me. Honestly, I would never trade that for anything. I love being myself. I love being on YouTube. I love all of you guys supporting me. I wouldn't trade this for anything. So, the final answer is, life if I didn't start Asphalt would be different. For the logical person, like, for a person who has never been Scribbles, maybe they would choose that option over this one that I'm living right now, but I wouldn't. So that's the end of the Q&A video. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next time when I fucking... Actually, fun fact, earlier today I actually recorded another interview with Performance, so we're gonna probably edit and upload that as well pretty soon. I don't know. It's been good. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.